So we're talking tree maintenance today. I have an ornamental tree here in our front yard that I love. It's a Pinus thunbergii, or Japanese Thunderhead Black Pine. And I've had this since it was about 2-3 feet tall, and their growth pattern is erratic. Thunderhead meaning they're supposed to resemble the clouds, and so they kind of go off in directions, and they look beautiful. But this one has tended to grow towards the sunny side a little bit too far. And what is happening is that it's kind of becoming top heavy, and it's pulling the tree over. Last year, at the beginning of the growing season, I candled it. That was to retard the growth. So you can see the last year's growth is about half what it normally would be. It would have been, up to here on all these. These would have been twice the size. And that did help, but I'm gonna have to actually prune the tree to really make a meaningful difference, which it can be scary, but in the end, it's not something we need to fear. It's really more about making sure the tree's healthy and that we don't actually have a support on the tree that's not healthy for the tree. It should be able to bear its own weight. And so we're just gonna have to look at this and decide what's coming off. Make sure that when you're doing this, you sterilize your tools first, your clippers, because you don't want to be giving them any diseases or affecting them in any kind of way unnecessarily. So this is my first cut. This weighs quite a bit. I would say easily about 7 pounds, believe it or not. If these had been new growth this year, we could have actually taken the needles off, which we'll do that later. We'll show you in a couple months when the new candles come out and the new needles emerge. They're pretty soft, and you can harvest those to make some tea that is extremely high in vitamin C and really good for you. We usually do that every year with the black pine and the white pine as well. We do have some dead, smaller branches in here. I'm just going to clear these away. Part of the maintenance that I need to be doing from here on out too is thinning out, making sure I clear the needles that are dead, and thinning out any unnecessary internal branches so that the sunlight can penetrate through to the other side better, because that's really the root of my problem, is that the north side of the tree hasn't been getting sun nearly as much as the south side. So we're back, and after we took the first branch off and then the second branch, we started to see there was a lot more work that needed done. There were a lot of small dead branches on the inside, and also a lot of extra growth that didn't need to be there. So what we ended up doing was we thinned everything out from bottom to top and took out, really look at this, about an entire wheelbarrow full of branches and foliage. And in the end, it does look a lot more bare, but it looks much better in my opinion. I think that it will fill in this coming year with the new growth. You can see the candles are starting to come out now. So I think now, if you'll stand right in front and get it, and we will see if the support still needs to be there. All right, so it looks like it only fell over by a few inches, which is a good thing. You can take this rope off finally, and feels much more sturdy than it did. Last year, it was starting to feel like it was gonna collapse under its own weight. Now, I think if we stay on top of it, it will continue to form in a healthier way. It's got a lot more airflow. The sunlight can now more easily get to this side of the tree, which is the north side. And I just think it looks so much better.